Batman and the Joker's rivalry is one of the most famous in the world, and they have one of the most entertaining games of cat and mouse going on in media. We have the ultimate order of Batman versus the ultimate chaos of the Joker. They are polar opposites, and yet still just two sides of the same coin. Basically, they are the perfect enemies for each other. And since Batman refuses to kill the Joker, they have fought countless times in some pretty epic showdowns. And this video is going to go over the 5 best fights of Batman and the Joker. Now, this video isn't about the best times that they've gone up against each other and Batman has stopped a crazy scheme of the Joker's. This is purely about the best physical fights that they have had, meaning one-on-one fights between just the Joker and Batman. Batman Hush. Now, this is a relatively short and very one-sided fight, in which Batman lets loose and just beats the hell out of the Joker. Batman is stressed to high heavens, and with all the current activity and the terrible injuries that he has endured, such as having parts of his skull lodged in his brain and surgery to have them removed, well, all of this was just too much, and Batman lost his temper with the Joker, and for once, he didn't hold back at all. And he unleashed all of his fighting skill that he spent years travelling the globe learning. And he even ends up choking the Joker. He may have even finished the job if Commissioner Gordon hadn't arrived and talked him down at gunpoint. Now, the fight itself isn't anything special really, as Batman often has the chance to beat up the Joker. It's more that in this fight, Batman finally lets himself go, letting everything the Joker has done finally get to him. It's an interesting fight to watch, and let's be honest, it's one that probably should have happened a long time ago. And in case you're wondering why the Joker doesn't fight back much, that is because this is exactly what the Joker wants, breaking Batman and getting him to give in to his darker impulses. It is all that the Joker has ever wanted and all he has been trying to achieve. So the Joker isn't fighting back because in his mind he is winning, and he is hoping that Batman does kill him, because that would be the ultimate checkmate for him. The Killing Joke. What list of Joker and Batman fights would be complete without the Killing Joke? One of the most famous stories of the Joker ever told, that sees him abduct Commissioner Gordon and hide him in his own private theme park, and then leads Batman through the rides as he manipulates the whole world. And incidentally, this would make a fantastic video game. And the beauty of this fight is that it's not only an attack on Batman, but on Batman's sanity. This is a psychological war, and it looks painful, especially when a small army of dwarfs dressed as Batman attack him. I mean, that's just pretty mental as a scenario, and it's definitely as much an attack on Batman's mind as his body. And then the Joker psychoanalyzes why Batman fights crime, and then says that the Joker kills people for the very same reason. They lost someone in bad circumstances and had a really bad day that sent them over the edge. The difference, of course, is that Batman stared it dead in the eye and decided that he was going to change the world to make it better, whereas the Joker just lost his mind and went insane, and decided if he couldn't stop the chaos, he was going to be in charge of the chaos and create more. Pretty messed up. And the main fight of it is actually very realistic of two men. Not two heroes and villains with their great choreographed fighting. No, this fight is basic and raw. The Joker is just throwing cutlery at Batman like they're having a domestic fight in the kitchen, and Batman is just grabbing him on the ankle to trip him up. There's nothing fancy from either side. And it kind of comes across that neither of them really have their heart in this fight, and so it just kind of ends. And for once, Batman shows the Joker compassion, and tries to help him get over his trauma and get better and rehabilitated, only for the Joker to apologise and politely decline, because he considers himself a lost cause. And that's actually the main point of this whole fight. It's not actually about the fight, it's about them recognising who one another is, and how they're similar and yet different. And it's actually one of the most touching moments the two of them ever have, followed by them sharing a joke and laughing like they're just old friends. And originally in this scene, the laughter just ends abruptly because Batman is supposed to have snapped the Joker's neck and killed him, as he's realised there is no hope for the Joker and that he just needs to end his evil once and for all. At least that's how the original writer, Alan Moore, intended for the scene to go. But of course it's a bit too messed up to show, and they couldn't kill the Joker off, so it didn't really end up going that way, but still, it's a damn good fight nonetheless. The Dark Knight Returns, Part 2. Now this fight is not only the best animated Batman-Joker fight, but it is the best fight that they have ever had, period. And most likely it will continue to be the best fight that they ever will have, because everything about it is just amazing. And from the moment that Batman throws a Batarang into the Joker's eye and says that this time he is not playing, that's when you know that you're in for something special. And the Joker stabs Batman multiple times, and Batman lays into the Joker with just as much force. It is a beautifully choreographed fight, and even the dialogue is amazing, as Batman asks the Joker if he even knows how many people he has killed over the years, and he says that he never kept count, but Batman did, and the Joker loves him for it. This whole scene and this movie is just perfect. It's like a love letter between Batman and the Joker that's been written in their blood. And the best part is the ending, as Batman doesn't actually kill the Joker like he intended. He doesn't actually give in to that desire. No, instead, the Joker snaps his own neck and kills himself so that the police will think that Batman killed him. And then the police will take Batman down, which is exactly what happens. Although it's actually Superman that does the actual taking down. But the beauty of this is that this is exactly what the Joker would do. He would never allow Batman to have the last laugh. And even though he kills himself, in the Joker's eyes, he still wins. Because after all these years, after all the deaths, tortures, and insane schemes, the Joker finally broke Batman. He finally made him give in to his wish to end the Joker's life. He lost control of himself. And that is all that the Joker has ever wanted. So no matter what happens, the Joker's coming out on top. And the fact that the Joker had to die for this to happen is irrelevant, because the Joker has never feared death. And not only did he make Batman lose control, but he even took away Batman's opportunity to kill him, which takes away Batman's satisfaction and closure. Yes, the Joker is gone, but it wasn't Batman who finally got justice for all those people. No, it was the Joker. Which means Batman lost control for nothing. And that will eat at Batman for the rest of his life. This is just a perfect ending for the Clown Prince of Crime. And not only his best fight with Batman, but quite possibly the best fight Batman has ever had. Yes, there are other contenders. Quite a few contenders to be fair, including the Superman fight in this very same film. But the emotion and history that goes into this Joker fight is just perfect. The Joker will never truly die in media. He's too popular a character. But if he ever actually did die, this is exactly how he should go. In a one-on-one fight to the death with the Dark Knight, taking his own life just to pull one final trick on Batman. Return of the Joker. Possibly the furthest that the Joker ever pushed Batman, next to killing Jason Todd of course, is when he kidnapped, tortured and mind-washed Tim Drake into thinking that he was the Joker's son, and turned him into a chemically addled psychopath who was scarred for life. It's a brutal moment. The Joker even learns Batman's secret identity when he was torturing Tim Drake, and this is all before the fight has even started, but Batman does let loose on the Joker, and he does really go for it. But unfortunately, Batman actually loses the fight and is at the Joker's mercy, and sadly, the Joker has no mercy. So he orders Tim Drake to kill Batman, in order to complete the transformation and destroy Batman's sidekick forever. But Tim Drake is stronger than he thought, and he was able to fight the conditioning just enough to shoot the Joker instead of Batman. And this scene is hauntingly beautiful, as Tim Drake breaks down crying at having taken a life. It's a very sad moment, and it really tugs at your heartstrings. But of course, this is the comic book world, so death is only temporary for the most part. And many years later, when Tim Drake is grown up, he finds that the Joker actually rewrote his mind and his DNA to turn him into the Joker, using a little nanochip on his brain. It's a bit out there, I know, but just go with it. And he fights the new Batman Beyond in an amazing fight. As the Joker puts it, he knows every trick that the real Batman and Robin knew in their prime. So there is no chance that Terry can beat him. After all, he has nowhere near the training that they did. So instead of fighting his body, Terry decides to fight the Joker's ego instead, talking about how the Joker is a failure who never made Batman laugh, and that, quite frankly, he's just kind of a loser. And of course the Joker is insanely vain, so he just goes nuts and starts throwing grenades, and he actually manages to get Batman Beyond in a choking grip, slowly killing him. At which point Terry McGinnis says, "Ha ha ha," and uses the Joker's own joy buzzer to destroy the microchip that was controlling Tim Drake's body. And the chip is all that's left of the Joker, and frying it wipes him from the universe forever. Well, as much as you can get rid of the Joker anyway. So it's two amazing fights in one amazing film, and I honestly can't decide which one of these I like better. In a way, I actually think I like the Batman Beyond one better because, well, that ending is just so badass. But to be fair, both of them are very entertaining. The Arkham Games. Now, there are some great fights between Batman and the Joker in the Arkham Games, and I couldn't pick just one. So I'm just going to briefly mention the best ones. First is when they fight in Arkham Origins. It's at the end of the game, and Batman just punches him and punches him and punches the hell out of him. Seriously, how the Joker doesn't die from this is beyond me, because this trauma would kill anyone. But he just keeps getting punched in the face again and again until he can see a giant mystic Batman beating him up. And that's nothing to do with the Joker's madness. Oh no, he's just got such a bad concussion from being punched that he is seeing this. But it is beautiful to just beat the hell out of the Joker like this, because you are in control of Batman, and this guy is a serial killing, mass murdering, absolute bastard, so beating him up is very satisfying. And there's also the Batman vs the Titan Joker fight in the first Arkham Asylum game, in which the Joker has mutated himself into a Hulk-like Joker. Now, a lot of people thought this boss fight wasn't actually a great ending to the game, as it's not the confrontation they had been hoping for, but personally I found it to be enjoyable enough. Then in the Arkham City games though, you get to fight a more normal Joker one-on-one. Until the Joker is losing the fight, of course, and calls for reinforcements, which is actually exactly what I would expect the Joker to do. But the best fight is quite possibly in Arkham Knight. Now the Joker is dead at this point, but he had the last laugh, a familiar theme. He poisoned Batman's mind and body, and now Batman is physically changing into the Joker. And he has a little Joker ghost in his head that's slowly taking over his body. So, using some fear toxin, Batman fights the Joker in his own head. And saying it out loud like that actually makes it sound quite crazy, but it is a good fight. And Batman uses all of his knowledge of the Joker to beat him, playing on his narcissism and ego to weaken him, until finally Batman just beats him up and throws him in a hanging Arkham Asylum cell for all of time, safely locked away in Batman's mind, allowing Batman to continue being Batman. Which from a chemical point of view with his body makes absolutely no sense, but it is a really great playthrough where you get to play as both the Joker and Batman, both burning and saving Gotham. So you can forgive the fact that it doesn't really make any sense because it's just a lot of fun. And those are the 5 best animated fights between Batman and the Joker. But what do you think of this list? Are these the best fights, or are there others that you think should have been mentioned instead? Be sure to let us know in the comments, and I'd just like to quickly remind everyone that we have merchandise available on our store, and to say thanks to all of you who have donated to the Needle Mouse Productions page on Patreon. And as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe, share, like, and comment.